Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna and I'm a little bit spooky, and today we are going to go over some product updates. These are just some things I have been using the last few months and testing out. Some I have reviewed, some I've done first impressions on, some I might not even talked about that much on my channel. So anyways, I thought we would go through these products and I will give you kind of a more final thought on them, how I feel about them. If that interests you, just go ahead and keep on watching. Let's get started here. I've got my notebook with all the products I want to update you on written down. Let's get started here. Top of my list is the Colourpop matte lipstick, ultra matte lipsticks. I've used these for years actually. Back at Black Friday, I bought the huge like bundle of all their most popular best-selling shades, or like the permanent shades, I guess is what it was. I got the whole bundle of them, which is like, I think a vault is what they called it. This isn't all of them obviously, but most of them live in Abraham here and live behind me on my thing, on my credenza. But anyways, he holds all my Colourpop liquid lipsticks. These are so good. I think if you got in the vault, they came in special packaging with gold lids. I don't think they always look like that, and they have a different font. Yeah, I've liked every single shade that I got in this little vault, but I want to talk about a couple of them that really spoke to me. And that would be LAX. This is a fantastic dupe for Vampira from KVD Beauty. Just such a better formula. They have improved the Ultra Matte formula since the first time I tried it back when Colourpop was a pretty new brand. And I hadn't really tried too many in a long time, and just for some reason I'm really into liquid lipsticks. I've always loved them, and I wasn't disappointed in the formula to begin with. I was like, it's an okay formula. It's a little drying, but they have improved the formula quite a bit in the last few years, obviously. I really loved LAX though. It's such a deep, vampy burgundy shade, and the shade called And Chill I really like. It's a nice nudie brown, you know how I feel about those. And the shade Avenue I really liked as well. It is a little bit more of a brighter blue-based burgundy red type of shade. A little berry, a little vampy, a little red. I don't really know how to describe it, but I've really liked these three shades quite a bit. And I've liked every shade in that little bundle. They're very useful, nice shades to have in your collection. And you get a variety of undertones. You get some cool ones, you get some warm ones, you get some nice brownie shades, you get some vampy shades, you get a nice red in there. It's a really good little bundle if they still have it available and you're looking to build your liquid lipstick kind of arsenal. It's a good one to get. But I just want to go ahead and update and say that I'm loving the Colourpop matte lipsticks again, and that the formula is very good since the last time I tried them. Next is this mascara and eyeliner from Honest Beauty. This is the mascara, has a lash primer on one end, the mascara on the other. I'm still not 100% sure if this is like a tubing type of mascara. It reminds me of one, but I don't know 100% if that's actually what it is. But this mascara has the primer on one end, which does something, and then you have the actual mascara on the other. It's not my favorite type of applicator because it is one of those more plastic, hard, spiky ones. But I will say this mascara is very lengthening. It to me doesn't do the most for volume. I think it claimed to do volume and length and curl. Like, it had a lot of claims. And I think Honest is a clean beauty brand. I can't remember now. I was quite impressed by the mascara. I wish there was more volume with it, but the length was really, really good, and it wore well. And I think it's a dang good mascara. After 2 coats, it looks fantastic. The first coat, I thought it was gonna be super clumpy, and I still have that experience where it gets a little clumpy on that first coat. Once you go through the second one, just length for days, looks great. So if you're not really worried about volume so much and want one that does really good lengthening, this is a good one to look at. I measure all my mascaras up against the Lash Princess from Essence, because that one is just holy grail good. But this one's not bad. This is a pretty okay mascara in my opinion. It's okay, but it's not my absolute favorite. I'm not going to repurchase it or anything like that, but it was nice, and I'll continue to use it until I use it up, or until, you know, the 3 months thing, whatever. Next thing is the Honest Beauty liquid eyeliner. I really like this liquid eyeliner. It is super matte black, very opaque. It has the finest little tip, felt tip applicator. It is just so fine. You can get the tiniest little line with it. My only complaint would be that it is not very waterproof at all. If you have watery eyes, it's gonna bleed like instantly. It is not very long wearing, but it is absolutely beautiful otherwise. So there's that. I do like it. I just wish it was waterproof, or at least a little longer wearing, because my outer corners water quite a bit, and you know, the second they start to get damp out here, that just is gone. You know, so it messes your wing up. So it's a whole thing, but watery eyes isn't an issue for you. That's also a really good eyeliner to look at. Applicator on it, or the little brush tip, is just so fine, and the formula is just so matte black. So it's got its pros and cons, just like the mascara. But overall, both products are pretty good, right? Next, let's go ahead and continue with mascara. The Fenty mascara I tried out recently. This is the Full Fat Lash, I think it's called. No, that's Full Frontal. Full Fat, that's Charlotte Tilbury in it. Okay, this is the Full Frontal Volume Lift Curl Mascara. This has the weirdest little brush, this sample size, and I honestly thought it was like squished or something was wrong with it. But it has a flat side and then one side that's more voluminous or longer bristles. And you're supposed to kind of load the lashes up with the flat side, then go through and comb it through with the longer side. This is a pretty good mascara. It's not, again, groundbreaking or anything, but it's a good one. I would say it's pretty much up there with like Too Faced Better Than Sex, Lash Paradise. You know, it's pretty good. Is it going to be one that I repurchase? No, it doesn't beat the Essence. But again, it's an okay mascara. And I think the packaging is super cute. I think they did something unique with the wand, and that's really cool. And it does give you nice looking lashes. But for the high-end price point, it doesn't blow me away enough to repurchase. Okay, some couple Wet n Wild brow products I want to talk about. I did a first impression on these a little while ago, and while I do love the tone of this brow pencil, the color is really nice. I have found that it gets very dry and doesn't want to go on very well, and when you sharpen it, it breaks constantly, and it's so short, you're constantly having to sharpen the little thing, and I feel like you just go through it so fast, and the fact that it constantly is breaking on me when I sharpen it, just, it's not worth it. And while I do enjoy the shade, it just isn't the best brow pencil. It really isn't, and I don't think it's worth bothering with. So yeah, even though I liked it on first impressions because I didn't have to sharpen it yet and hadn't really lived with the product, after getting to know the brow pencil a little better, using it multiple occasions and having to sharpen it constantly because it breaks so often and trying to get a sharp point on it is basically impossible. This is just a no-go. Don't waste your time with this one. But this is called the Browsessive Brow Pencil from Wet n Wild, and I have the shade Dark Brown. I like the shade a lot though, but I will stick to my retractable brow pencils, and yeah, not worth it. Not worth it at all. Next is the Browsessive Brow Shaping Gel. This is an okay brow gel. It doesn't dry down, so if you don't like how stiff, or like, yeah, how stiff like, was it 24-hour brow setter gets, where it's like you can feel it in your brows and they are not budging. If you don't like that, this would be a good one to look towards. This one's more of a waxy type of formula. It appears white, but it dries down clear, but it still is like moldable, and you can kind of shape your brows with it, but they will kind of shift on you if something brushes them during the day. They're not going to be locked in permanently or locked in for the entire day or anything like that. It is definitely more of it reminds me of like a hair pomade or a hair wax type of formula, where it's still moldable and kind of flexible and moves, but there is a little bit of hold with that. It's very much the same type of thing. And I would be interested to try this in the dark brown. They do have this in colors. I have the clear. But as far as the clear goes, it's okay. I'm not going to repurchase the clear one. It doesn't wow me enough to want to repurchase it. I like my Benefit Brow Setter. That one is just kind of my end-all be-all of brow gels. But this one, I mean, it's not bad. And for drugstore price point, if you're wanting something with that, where you can get that kind of laminated brow look and still want the flexibility and not feel it in your brows, it's not a bad one. Let's talk about an eyeshadow palette. the Huda Naughty Nude palette. I know this one people had some mixed feelings about, especially because of that slippery stuff right here. It's not a shade. Mine's actually gotten down to where I'm getting into those little pigment balls in there, but this shade basically looks like the Rona when you first buy it. It looks like it under the microscope, but I finally have gotten down to the little pigment beads, and you do get a little color from it now. But it's an eye gloss type of thing is what it is. And after researching on Huda's website, seeing what the point of that shade was, you can use this as an eye gloss, but also it makes a nice little base for some of the shimmers in here to make them pop, and I love it for that function. I didn't find it to crease or anything, but then again, I didn't put it all the way up into my crease. I just put it on the mobile lid, and it did fine underneath some of the shimmers from the palette. Otherwise, I think this is an absolutely beautiful palette. If you like these kind of colors, if you're into more sultry, deeper berry tones, which I am, of course, this is the kind of palette to go for. It is beautiful. You can get a little bit of variety out of here. It's primarily kind of pinky undertoned. It's, you know, warm pinks, burgundies, a little bit of purple in here. You have a gold. You've got a couple of duochromes. Well, yeah, you got a handful of duochrome shades. It's a really nice variety. The swirly shades are gorgeous. The shade Passion is stunning. It is what is blurple, blue, purple, switchy shades, duochromes, and then the shade Hard is such a pretty brown. Please Me is gorgeous. Shameless is a beautiful duochrome. You have a really gorgeous like cranberry red shimmer in here. Provocative is actually a gorgeous like rose gold shade. But yeah, overall this is not the most unique palette in the world, but it looks incredibly unique and it is beautiful. If this is your kind of color story, this is definitely one to look at, because I have enjoyed it immensely since I got it. The quality is there, hands down. The shimmers apply beautifully. I would recommend applying them with a finger or with a sponge tip applicator, which I would say about any shimmer from Huda. And the mattes blend absolutely fantastically. So all around, this palette gets an A+ from me. And I'm happy to have found a use for that glossy, slippery shade as a base, because it really does make some of the shimmers pop and it looks really cool. One more little palette I want to talk about is the Hourglass Sculpted Unlocked Mini palette. This Ambient Lighting Edit Mini Sculpture Unlocked. I think this is currently on sale right now. I believe it is on sale at Sephora. If not, the larger one is, I think. Anyways, I got the smaller one, so the proceeds do go to Non-Human Rights, I believe is what it was, the foundation that they're donating to. But some of the proceeds do go to fight animal cruelty, which I thought was really nice, and I really like this palette. It has a little bunny rabbit on the H, and the reason I picked this one up was because these are shades that I don't have. The larger one, I would have had quite a few repeats with, but I really wanted to try out their highlighter formula and get a different bronzer from them, a new blush, and yeah, these are all shades I don't have already in my collection, and they all perform beautifully. Bronzer is a little bit warmer than the other bronzer I have from Hourglass. I have the Diffuse Light one. This one is called Golden Bronze Light, and it is really, really pretty. It's a bit warmer, a little bit orangier, and it has that soft kind of a golden sheen to it where it's skin-like, but like a glow. I think it is such a pretty bronzer, and it does work on my ghostly skin, which I was a little concerned about looking at it in the pan. But these are pretty gently pigmented, which is kind of the complaint with Hourglass and their limited shades with these types of palettes. That is one thing I will say that I wish that they would do, would be to release multiple varieties of these palettes and quit making them so pale, because basically they make palettes for ghosts. I don't know why they continue to do this after receiving multiple complaints, but there you are. The quality is beautiful within this one. I really love the blush in here. It's one of those that can look, it looks pretty pinky in the pan, but it actually pulls beautifully warm. It is called Mood Flush, so I think it is quite similar to Mood Exposure. It's just not swirled, but it has a very similar tone, and I love Mood Exposure. It's my favorite blush. And then you have this beautiful champagne highlight in here that is gorgeous. It's a little warmer than I would normally go for, but I found it to be quite pretty on my skin. and it's a little bit more subtle than a lot of the highlighters on the market. It's very smooth, it's not glittery or anything like that. This is a very graceful color story and formula. I think this would be beautiful for mature skin, or if you have textured skin and still want to look glowy. Hourglass is the way to go for that. But I'm really enjoying this palette. I've reached for it almost every single day since I purchased it. All right, and jumping back to a couple of lip products, I picked up this little set from Pat McGrath of 3 of the Opal Lust lip glosses. These are very metallic-y, duochromatic, very fun lip glosses, and they are so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Beautiful formula. I adore these. These are so good. I have to say my favorite has been so far Naked Rose. It is probably the most toned down wearable. So this is one I've obviously gotten probably the most use out of, but it has a warm gold shift to it and a bit of a cool shift in there as well. And it's just a nice kind of neutral pinky shade. And then there is the shade Dreamscape, which looks like it is going to be like this really bronze, too much type of shade, but it's actually really beautiful and pretty easy to wear. It has a nice like greenish gold flash in it, and then a more warm bronze flash. It is so pretty. It is so pretty. It is a gorgeous duochrome. This would be like a gorgeous eyeshadow color too. And just to show you what it looks like, I'll just throw a little on over what I'm wearing. And you see, it just gives that little bit of a shift to the lips without looking like too much. It doesn't look like crazy metallic lipstick or anything like that. It's just pretty, very pretty to make your lips look full and juicy, but they are so lightweight and thin and comfortable, but they wear really well. It's a good formula. It's a good formula. And of course you have the shade Lavendering. It's lavender with daring. Lavendering. That doesn't sound very eloquent coming out, does it? But anyways, this one is kind of an icy color with a very strong lavender shift in it. It is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I haven't gotten to really use this one yet, and I'm excited to get the opportunity. It has a, yeah, like a pinky lavender flash to almost a greeny icy flash. And it's so pretty. So pretty. These are gorgeous. They were on sale at Sephora, on like they had it on the little set marked down, and I was like, oh heck yes, I need that. So I think I got it for like $13 or something. It was a really good deal. But if you're wanting to try some Pat McGrath lip glosses and like a good unique kind of metallic shifting lip for something just a little more interesting, these look beautiful over a matte lip, over any, you know, lipstick you want to wear them over. They look so cool, and they just give that little something extra, but they're not so over the top that it looks like you're wearing like metallic on your lips, you know what I mean? It's just a little bit of something extra, and I love it. I love the formula. They're lovely. I can't wait to get more glosses from Pat because those are so nice. And lastly, for lip products, Walk in No Shame from Charlotte Tilbury. I really like this lipstick. This has been kind of an almost daily go-to type of lip for me in these cooler months, because it's just, there's something a little bit rich about it. It's a little bit berry-like. You know, it's a little deeper, and it's not quite red. It's not quite neutral. Like, I don't know. It's a unique shade. Like, it's just but yeah, it's not really a true red or anything. It's a very soft, very gentle reddish tone. And I think it's so pretty. It can kind of pull cool, it can pull a little warmer depending what you wear it with. And I understand why Walk in No Shame is so popular, because this color is just so good. It's so versatile. It's not too much to wear on a daily basis. Like, I know a red lipstick can seem like a lot for every day. This is such an easy to wear type of red that you can just pull it off, and the tone of it, I think, and the undertone and everything is just very flattering, probably across the board on a lot of skin tones. Like, I'm very fair, very ghostly, and this doesn't look too vampy on me or too over the top, but it is just a little bit something amped up, and I love that. I mean, I'm not afraid of a vampy lip. I'll wear, you know, burgundy lip on a daily basis if I want to, or a dark brown, but this has been just a more kind of a classy shade for me to wear. It's a little bit elevated, a little, you know, something extra. It's a nice middle ground between a neutral kind of nudie lip and a vampy lip. It is just kind of that just right type of shade. You know what I mean? It's the Goldilocks type of shade. And I've loved it so much and have been very happy with it. I love the formula. One last product I do want to mention is the Bare Minerals Original Liquid Mineral Foundation. I reviewed this and wear tested it. I'll have a link in the eye of all that. I still feel the same way about this one. It is a beautiful, beautiful foundation. Do I wish the shade was a little lighter? Yes, but I've been making it work and I think it looks really good and I love it. I think this is a beautiful finish. This is definitely gorgeous, gorgeous product from Bare Minerals. And if you like liquid foundations, want something with a little bit light to medium coverage, has a little bit of skincare infused, just makes your skin look so flawless and airbrushed, but still looks like your skin. It's like your skin, but better. This is one to look at. It is a fantastic foundation. I love it so, so much. You know, I've been into lighter coverage foundations lately, and this one is just so weightless on the skin that you have no idea it's on there. You can build it up and get good coverage out of it, or wear it a little more sheer. It applies beautiful with a sponge, with a brush, with your fingers. It is a good one. So yeah, just wanted to throw that one in there as well as a product update because I'm still loving it. So yeah, that is all my product updates for today. Do I have lipstick on my teeth? No, I think I've made it through a whole video without getting lipstick on my teeth. That is a rare occasion. So yeah, let me know some products that you've been liking down below in the comments. And let me know if you've tried any of these products and how you feel about them. And we'll have a little conversation about it down below. But yeah, that is it for me today. I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye now.